Morning everybody. We've got 4 new birds today. These are from Mitch from the club. If you haven't done so yet, if you could click subscribe, that'd really help the channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000, so I'm almost there. And also if you could follow it, that'd be great. You'll get a notification whenever I upload a new video. And this is that Vet Schroeder stuff that I've been using, and it seems to be doing the trick. I haven't had any mites. And so all you do is, when you're holding the birds, I haven't shown this yet, but you kind of put one finger between the legs. So you kind of put one finger between each of the legs and hold them back like that, and hold their wings over their body. And this one's actually quite calm and tame, which is great. That's how you want them to be. And it just sort of protects the birds so you don't end up accidentally crushing them, and it also stops them flapping around. And then you can use your other hand if you hold them into your chest like this. It just sort of stops them getting around, and it leaves a hand free to do whatever it is that you need to do. So I'll generally just put a spot on just at the back of the neck there, so they can't get to it. And then that just apparently it keeps internal parasites down to a minimum as well, but it also, the main thing for me is to keep the mites away. And this one doesn't look like it's got any problem. There's still just a little bit of down on it, so you can just see a few bits of a few down feathers still coming through, but these are about as old as you want to get them, really, because if you get them any older than this, as soon as you let them out of the loft, they'll just bugger off, they'll fly away. So it's a nice looking bird, this. Marks on the end of the feathers, but on the end of the tail feathers, but as far as I know anyway, it looks nice. Just needs 1 or 2 drops of that. And you're good to go. Get another one. So I think this one's a relation to a bird called Endurance. I think its great grandparents were something to do with endurance anyway. A little bit salty, a little bit. Wow, this one's quite a big bird. Which one are you? It's great when they get poo all over the ring. But having had kids, it doesn't really bother me anymore. It probably would have done once upon a time. Made a bit of a mess of that one. Quite a big bird, this. 14795. I should have got these birds when I came back from Spain, but I was feeling a bit under the weather and I didn't really have time, and with work and whatnot. So I was going to pick them up yesterday, but I didn't finish work in time. So luckily Mitch gave them to Charlie, and Charlie called me last night, so I went over to pick them up last night. So I'm going to give them the spot on. The problem I've got with this is I've now got birds from 4 different people. I've got them from the 2 first ones from John. Then I've got Charlie's, and I've got Dave's, and then I've got 5 now, and then I've got some from Colin beginning of this week, and now Mitch. So I've got 5, and usually that's not a great thing to do, just because you're introducing birds from all different lofts, and the potential for introducing problems is quite, it's a quite high risk anyway. However, that being said, they're all local lofts, and everybody that I've got birds from so far have all exchanged birds, and they all do that anyway every year. So I think it's okay, but I think generally you wouldn't want to do that. You'd usually want to keep the amount of birds that you've got to a minimum. However, having said that, if you've got a separate loft that you can put them into quarantine, then that's better, where you can treat them and whatnot. But I don't have a separate loft. I've got 2 sections, but I've kind of got to open those up. The other issue I've got now is I am noticing that the older young birds aren't flying as far or for as long because they're being held back by the younger birds. And now I'm introducing some more younger birds, which that's only going to exacerbate that problem. So what I'm going to do this weekend is I'm going to separate the 2 lofts, the 2 sections. I'm going to have an older young bird team and a younger young bird team. I'm going to fly and train them separately to begin with, just because I am a little bit worried that the older birds are just not getting the amount of flight that they need to because they're being held back by the younger birds. So that's something I'm going to do today. So I think we're now up to a total of 39 birds, which is 5 fewer than the loft can handle. So I think we're about there now. We don't want any more. Obviously we've lost 3 to hawks, so we're no doubt going to lose a load more. So if we've got, I don't know, half of this or a bit more by the end of the season, then I'd be pretty happy. I mean, ideally I want to keep them all, but you never know. So we're going to get these some spot on, and we're going to put them in the right hand, the youngest bird section. So we need to come up with something with a name for these lofts, don't I? Like a Team A, Team B or something. And then later on this morning, Charlie's going to give me a call because they've got their birds down, not South Road fed, have sent the birds down to Salisbury for this weekend's race, which is about 150 miles from here. So that'll be an interesting one. I'm going to go and watch Charlie's birds come in. So, hi Charlie. I just saw, yeah, on Facebook. It says 8:45. Yep. Expect them in half an hour, we think, if they're doing 55 miles an hour. It's about 150 miles. Have you got to put the pads already under there then? Are they?
Yeah,
that's where. Yeah.
Great pad.
What's going into the
Not the best setup.
It works all right though, doesn't it? Because we've got a nice big landing pad almost here.
Bloody down here.
Yeah. What's flying into here? Hens?
Cocks.
Cocks.
Cocks and hens. Cocks and hens.
Yeah.
Hens are going in anywhere.
Yeah.
Hens are going anywhere. Mostly go through. These 2 hens mostly go through there.
Yeah.
When they go through here.
They've got a nice landing zone there, haven't they, to come into? Haven't seen anything yet. Within 10 minutes, you reckon? Next 10 minutes, yeah. He was on his own, wasn't he? Hen? I didn't even see that come in.
No.
Yeah. Well done. I haven't seen any flocks or anything, so that's on its own.
29. What about drop?
Yeah.
See, what about drop?
Yeah, was it all right? Yeah. Came straight. Come straight down, didn't he?
Couldn't have been any better.
I didn't. Did that come from south there?
I come down, I saw it swinging around.
Right, brilliant.
Come down guns. There'd be some more for Redford. You bet you got them $1.
I wonder if who was ringing then had already had theirs.
Shouldn't think. You know the what? Here they are. Come on. Nine. Come on. Come on. Another hen.
The hens are doing well.
I said hens would be on.
You thought?
Well, I don't.
Yeah. They're coming from quite high then, aren't they?
Yeah, where the wind winded. Three hens. Where's the cocklers? Where's the cocklers?
Stopped off at the pub.
Come on.
Oh, that's how they want to trap them, isn't it?
Trap.
Whew, that was quick, wasn't it? Here's another one, Charlie.
Come on. Come on. Eight of them. There's one missed. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, that clocked.
Eh?
That one clocked.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
I think you've got over 30 now, Charlie.
I have it.
So it looks like 40 recorded back out of 42 or 43. I reckon one of them's... Here's another one. Here's another one, Charlie. Oh,
Come on.
bottled it.
Come on.
The majority of those are back in half an hour, which is great. Yep, 41. And he thinks one or two might have clocked or gone in without clocking, so it looks like a full house. Full return, 150 miles, all within half an hour of each other. I think that's pretty good. And the first few clocked really quick, which was quite impressive. I like the fact that they've got all the garden to land and then just trot in to the landing pad. And that works quite well. The downside is there are no bob wires, so once they're in, there's nothing to stop them coming back out again, which can be a bit confusing, but as a concept, I think that works really, really well. It's time to go to the Pigeon Club now and see the results of today's race. So, looks like Dave has taken the top 9 positions. Done really well. His birds are absolutely storming ahead. And then Charlie got there in 10th. And then Mitchell 11, and then Charlie again 12, 13, 14. So some good times, and I think Manton split Dave up so far. I think it's O'Shea got 4th. So we're just waiting on Retford's times to see how they did. Well, I'm just looking at the Retford Central results, and Frank Redfern, he's done a storming time really, 1675 velocity. So it looks like Dave didn't quite top the Fed. But this one's probably going to win it really. I think Frank Redfern. So he's done really, really well there. And all birds, what's that, climbing, clocking in. Yeah, pretty 2 of them, 3, 4, 5. So they all 5 come together. So That's pretty impressive, that.